start it now. Okay, so we are going to do it on the very same way, right? So begin, obtain a number, then we have to say divide the number by 2 and consider the remainder. So that is the step in the flow chart. So when you are mapping the flow chart, so this particular thing is done. So this is going to be written, right? So it's the very same way. Divide number by 2. And if you don't have enough room, so you can have in the other line as well, and consider the remainder.
So I used the operator.
Right. And Minol, when you write the operator, like how did you present that? Like divide it by and like did you use the remainder, the percentage?
Yes.
සමහර වෙලාවට ඕක accept නොකරන්න ඉඩ තියෙනවා. මොකද සමහර languages වල it's not the percentage that they use to find the remainder, right? So be careful. It's better you simply write it like this, or like you can say calculate x divided by 2, like the slash, like this, and you better say then then consider the remainder, right?
Yes.
Okay, so divide number by 2 and consider the remainder. So then we are going to find about the condition. So if is there, so I'm writing capital letters just to like figure out the things that I'm writing, right? There is no rule that you need to use the capital letters, right? So then I'm asking remainder equals 0. Then now you can see I don't have anything in the no part, but in the yes part it says display even number. So then I simply say display even number, and I can end this up, and if, right, then I can end the program, right? දැන් මම මේ ලියනකොට මම පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්ඩෙන්ට් කරලා ලියනවානේ, ඒ දේවල් පොඩ්ඩක් හුරු වෙන්න. දැන් මම මේ ලයින්ස් ටික ඔක්කොම ලියලා තියෙන එක ලයින් එකක. ඒතර if එකට අදාළ ටික I have indented a little more further, right? It's not a rule, right? But it's better you yes, Seren, doesn't matter, but it's better you write it on this manner, Seren. Then එක කියන අපේ condition එක ලියනකොට නම් අපිට බොහොම පොඩි condition එකක් නෙන්නේ. Condition එක like if it getting broader, then doesn't matter, like you have to go for the next rule, but it's better you write the then like in the very same line of the if, right? Okay, people confirm whether these two pseudocodes are clear with you. Oveen, how about you?
So what happens if we put an else after display even number?
Like
Else and then end it.
then there will be a problem, because it's not going to be the correct mapping of the flowchart, right? So like if you got anything, if you got an else, you have to write something regarding the else, right? අපි else එකක් අපි අරගන්නේ තව option එකක් තියෙනවා කියලා පෙන්නන්න. එතකොට ඔතන we can argue it's making the code inefficient, because it will take one particular line of the source code, so it can lead into troubles, like ඒවා syntax errors දෙන්න program අවුල් වෙන්න වෙන්නේ නැහැ, but the efficiency wise it's going to be a matter, right?
So is it wrong? Like, is it like
in the examination they will put it as wrong, because they will think Like they will suggest that you have taken the concept in an incorrect manner. Since there is nothing in the else part, like keeping the else keyword, they will suggest or they will think you have written it like without understanding the concept correctly. Right? එහෙම නැතුව practical world එකේ අපිට හානියක් නැහැ. Efficiency පැත්තෙන් මෙයා වෙනවා එහෙම. Right, okay. So how about these two people? Is it clear? Yeah, Sanduni, like if you are like Sanduni said, it's not clear. I'm not clear sometimes. Is it same at the other side as well? Can I know that?
So you're breaking like for
Sometimes
10
I'm freezing.
seconds. Breaking.
Breaking. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. So I have to think about what to do with the. Is it like very disturbing or like just break in and come?
Like for 2 to 5 seconds maximum.
Oh, okay. So for the moment, I'll continue with this. If it continues, just let me know, Sanduni. Right. Okay. So people, so go with the fifth question as well. Right. And people who don't have the question, here's the things. Right, so I have written this display word out of the box because I forgot to write it while I'm drawing this. So you better write the display word inside the box. People who are getting this into your notebook now, right? Seran, about your question, the yes and no part are wrong. The question is remainder not equal to 0? So like not equal to 0 means if the remainder is not equal to the 0, that means there can be a remainder. So it is not divisible by 3, Sarah. Right? So you can ask the question in the other way around. It doesn't matter. Is remainder equals to 0 කියලා අහන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම වුණොත් yes no මාරු වෙනවා. Right? Right. Okay, people, are you done? Is there anyone still trying? I'm going to write the answer. Okay, so let's see how it's going to happen. So we are going to begin. Right, so then enter a positive number. Right, then the requirement is to check whether this is divided by 3. So if it is divided by 3, it's divisible by 3 is displayed. Otherwise, not divisible by 3 is displayed. Right, so then I can say divide number by 3 and consider the remainder. Right, then there will be the condition if we are asking remainder, right, I can say not equal to 0, right. It's better you say if you're writing it, it's better you write it through the what we call using the text. Not equal කියන එක සමහර අය මෙහෙම දාන්නත් හුරු වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒක අපේ papers වලත් සමහර වෙලාවට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. Seren, brackets are not compulsory, but it's better you have the brackets. එහෙම ලියන්නත් පුළුවන් not equal 0 කියන එක. But මේව ඇවිල්ලා program specific features. Right, so සමහර programming languages වල මේ විදියට operator එක පාවිච්චි වෙනවා. සමහර programming languages වල ඔය විදියට not equal කියන එක පාවිච්චි වෙනවා. Right, so it's better you say remainder not equal 0. Right,
Sir, DEVID කියන්නේ මොකක්ද sir?
පුතේ මට divide කියන එක පුතේ.
Yeah, DIVID.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, equal to 0. Then මම පොට්ටක් මේක මෙහාට ගන්නවා එක line එකේ ලියන්න. Right, then so display, so in the years part we are going to say not divisible by 3, and we got something on the else, display divisible by 3, then end if, and then we have to end. Yes, on Etra, yes, to about the begin. Yes, do what are you trying to say? What mean when I do? Right, Anitra, if you got a question, you can ask, right? Okay, is it clear, everyone? Okay, people just confirm whether it is okay with you.
Yes.
Right, okay, right, okay. All right. Right, so moving forward, so this is the sixth one. And be careful, it has two conditions. So when you're writing it, you have to figure out which kind of a thing that you need to do. So it is like when you are going on the no part, you are going to find another condition. Both are selections. So be careful. ඉසර මගෙන් අහන්නේ ends දෙකක් තියෙන්නේ ඇයි කියලාද?
Yes, sir.
ඉසර like one end is a එක end එකක් ඉසර තියෙන්නේ මේ if එක end කරගන්න. මෙයාව end කරගන්න. ඒතර ඒ main if එකෙන් indicate වෙනවා මේ if එකේ scope එක නැත්නම් if and else structure එක තියෙන්නේ කොච්චර ප්‍රමාණයකද කියන එක. And the other end is belongs to the begin. Begin ට අදාළ end එක තමයි අන්තිමට end කරන්නේ. තේරුණාද ඉසර?
Oh, sir. Thank you.
Right, okay. Right. Saran, let's wait until others get done, right? Yes, Isara, you need to use two if clauses and you have to be careful to figure out whether it is a nested if or a else if. So one is done. How about the others? Onetra, Dua, I can't get what you are trying to say in the third line. Dua, multiply it by 3 and consider if it is a multiplication of 3. What are you trying to say in there? Akra, it's not elif. We don't have anything called elif in the pseudocodes. It's always else if, right? And else is in a one line, if goes to the next line. That's how your textbook instructs you to do so. Onetra duwa, මං හිතන්නේ මේකේ third question එක ඔබ third line එක ලියලා තියෙන විදිය පොඩ්ඩක් වරදීවි. කියන්නේ දුව කියන්නේ multiply the positive number by 3 කියලානේ. like අපිට number එකක් 3ෙන් වැඩි කරලා settle කරගන්න අමාරුයි නේද දුව? So you have to divide it by 3. Right, Anitra? So එතකොට දුවගේ condition එකත් වර්ධිනවා පුතේ. Right? මේක alternative එකක් කියලා අපිට ගන්න අමාරුයි දුව. එතනින් යන්න අමාරුයි, right? But good that you try to figure out an alternative. Right? Okay, so people, I'm going to do the 6th question. So we say begin and we say enter a number. So we are facing the condition. So it is an if. We say number equals 0, then, right? So in the years part, it says display 0. So here it should be display 0. So in the no part, it is straight away connecting to another condition, right? Neither from here, it is straight away connecting to another condition. So in the else part, that means you are finding another condition. So it's going to be else, then again it's going to be an if. So that if is asking number larger than 0. Then what we are going to do? If it is yes, we say display positive number. And it has an else as well, because it is continuing and say in the no part about a negative number. So here we say display negative number, right? Then we are going to end if, that is regarding this particular if. You don't need to write like draw like this. Then we should have another end if. That is for what? That is for this big or the earlier if. And then you should have the end, which is regarding the begin. Right, everyone. So just see whether you have got that correctly. and do your corrections if you got anything wrong. And if you have any questions, you can ask, right? And I want you to try the 7th one, the very last one regarding the if condition. On Etraduwa, we can use symbols, no problem. Like you mean the symbols like greater than, less than kind of things, neither? Like the operators that you are talking about, right? Yeah, we can use those, no problem. No problem. So we have done the same thing. So maybe the heta maraganna pulwa.
සර් අපිට මාර්ක් එක වෙනුවට නම්බර් කියලා දාන්න බැරිද?
Pulwa, no problem. දැන් අර මෙතන ඉස්සර question එකේ marks ගැන කියලා තියෙන නිසා තමයි එතන mark එක ගන්න කියන්නේ. ඒක වඩා appropriate, right? since we are talking about grades, it's better we go with the name mark, but you don't have any constraint to use mark. Program එක වර්ධින්නේ නැහැ ඔයා number කියලා පාවිච්චි කරාට, but අර අපි කියනවානේ program එකක් understand කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා. එතන පොඩි ගැටලුවක් එන්න පුළුවන්. මොකද දැන් mark grades බලා ගන්න එන කෙනෙකුට enter a number කියලා කිව්වොත් ගැටලුවක් එනවා නේද? මොකක්ද number එක කියලා. But marks කියලා කිව්වොත් it's very clear. There it is, the program is requesting a mark. Right?
Thank you, sir.
Sure. Ovin, how are you doing? Is it okay? I remember you were saying you miss one class in the middle. And Pet Midua, how about it, Dua?
I'm clear, sir.
Right, okay. Is it okay? No problem.
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. Good. Right, Ovin. Sinura, how about you? Little difficult. Ovin, it's better you ask the places that is difficult for you. Puta. Don't worry, right? Clear කරගන්න තැන, right? You can මං explain කරාම ඔයාලට තේරෙනවා නම් ගැටලුවක් නැහැ, but still when you are getting a new question, you should be able to figure that out, right? Yeah. You better do it quickly, Ovin, right? Better do it quickly. Yes, Saran, we can use greater than 74. Now, be very careful in the examination. If they present you this flow chart and ask you to map it, හරියටම මේකට ගැලපෙන එක ලියන්න කිව්වොත් conditions change කරන්න යන්න එපා. Right? Because it's going to be an alternative solution. Right? So, but here, yeah, your approach is okay. No problem. No problem, sir. No problem. So go like that. No worries. Right, people. How's the situation? Done? Right, okay, right, okay. We'll see. We'll see. So is there anyone still trying to finish this off? If so, I can give some time. Otherwise, I can go for the answer. Right. So I'm starting to write the pseudocode. Right. Okay. So this will give you like little more, like little more means like more than one condition. Like actually, it's going to be two. It's going to be 4 to 5 conditions. Let's see. So begin as usual. Right. Then enter a mark.
So can we write input a mark?
No problem. No problem. But remember, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Enter a mark, input a mark, goes with the same thing. Then we can say, we can take if mark greater than or equal 75, then in the years path it says display grade A, right? So there is an else path, or like the you have to use an else because we got a no path, and there you are going to find another condition. So then it's going to be another if, and the question will be mark larger than or equal 65. Simple as that. Then it says
සර්
yes Puta.
සර් අපිට else if එකම line එකේ ලියන්න පුළුවන්ද?
ලියන්න පුළුවන් ඔයගලගේ පොතේ ඒ කියන්නේ ටෙක්ස්ට් බුක් එකේ පොතේ ඒගොල්ලෝ එක්සැම්පල් එක දීලා තියෙන්නේ මේ විදිහට. ඒක නිසා පොඩ්ඩක් කොහොම ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරන්න. right? එහෙම
Yes, sir.
ගැටලුවක් නැහැ. right? And then in this if it got an else too, and that particular else is leading to another condition, right? So I'm going to take another if because of that. So then it is telling mark larger than or equal 55, then display grade C, right? And on that else, in that else, it is leading to another condition, which is mark is larger than or equal 35. So then I have to take another if. It says mark larger than or equal 35. Then we have to display grade S. And that if is also having an else, but not another if. So it just say display grade W. And then we have to end how many ifs? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 ifs. So there should be 4 end ifs. And finally, we should write the very end, which belongs to the begin part, right? So here we have to use an end. Right, so I'll make the screen a little bit smaller so you can see the entire pseudocode. Right, so that will be the answer. So I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes to like go through it and compare your answer with this and like do the corrections if you need to be done any, right? So then we are going to learn about the case tool, or the case structure, which is regarding the if structure, right? Well done, Isara. Okay. Right. Okay, so can we move to the case example in your book? Is there anyone still writing this, doing any corrections? Okay, so we are shifting. Right, so this is the place, or like you have given a very same example in your book to introduce the nested if, but nested if is not what we have used, right? We have used the else if, and it is not said as the nested if. මෙතන මේ දීලා තියෙන concept එක පොඩ්ඩක් වැරදි පුතේ. When there are multiple conditions one after the other, like one after the other means like on the years part there should be conditions. Then we call it a nested if, right? අපි else if යනවා නම් else if අපි nested if කියලා කතා කරන්නේ නැහැ. Right? Nested කියලා කියන්නේ එක්කෙනෙක් ඇතුලේ තව එක්කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා කියන එක. දැන් මෙතනදී එක්කෙනෙක් ඇතුලේ තව එක්කෙනෙකුට යෑමක් නෙවෙයි වෙන්නේ. Right? එක්කෙනෙක් වැරදි නිසා තවත් තැනකට යොමු වීමක් තමයි එතන සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ. Right? So it's like finding another way to do it. Not like one is correct, so I'm going to another one manner, right? So anyway, just learn the concept, right? So this is something what we have discussed, and this particular thing can be matched. Now here what they have shown in their way of writing it, right? The right hand side has the Pascal code, which we are going to talk about later, right? And this case can be used to represent the else if mod in a very simple manner, right? Hari, mama ඒකත් when it comes to the Pascal, I will clear that out. Otherwise, ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේ තියෙන syntax තේරෙන්නේ නැති වෙලා යනවා. වා කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? What those things are, right? So when the Pascal comes, let's talk about it. Okay, so we are going to the repetition, right? So in the repetition, first they have talk about the for do, but I'm not going to talk about the for do, right? I'm going to talk about the while do thing, right? And hold on, I need to see whether they have gone in the, right? Okay, yeah, they have gone with these books. Yeah, we'll do it like this. Since your book got the examples from Pascal, I'm going to introduce you the while, do, and the repeat until right over here, right? And you can take down those things with me, right? Then you can, like we can easily match those things to the Pascal when we are learning that, right? So now this is very easy, people. So now hear me out, right? I'm going to talk about this particular example, what we have done here, right? So we talk about the iteration with this example. The example was draw a flowchart to display 10 names which are given by user one at a time, right? So what we have done is like the program is going to display 10 names, getting one name, like inputting one name at a time. So we have to count the number of names that we have given. So the have පෙන්වුවෙන් පස්සේ නතර කරන්න ඕනේ, right? So අපි කරන්නේ එක name එකක් ගන්නවා පෙන්නනවා, තව name එකක් ඉල්ල ගන්නවා පෙන්නනවා. So if you are the program, you are asking for a name and you showing that, then you are asking for another name and you showing it, right? So it's a simple thing, right? So like program should end once the 10 numbers are taken. The hack that made 10 names are taken. Names the hack gattama natara wenna ඕන. So we talk about the count when we are doing that. So now we are going to simply match this out. And remember, when you are do this, there is a special thing that you have to do. ඔන්න ඕක තමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ අල්ල ගන්න ඕනේ while එකක් එක්ක වැඩ කරනකොට. Now iteration, when it comes to the pseudocode, we use while structure to do the iteration. Now while structure is nothing, it is something like this. It's very easy. What you have to do is you have to use the while, the name of the while, then the condition over here. Let's say x larger than 10 or something. I'm just writing an example, right? And there is, sometimes they use then, sometimes they don't, right? And then here, this content is the content which should happen when this condition is true, right? So what to be done? When the condition is true. Right? So then you have to say end while. Right? Then make a හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න. Now your iterations can be iterating both the paths. Again, like one of the paths. Sometimes it iterates on the yes path. Sometimes it iterates on the no path. Right? Then may example එක ගත්තම this is iterating on the yes path. Right? And again, when you are considering the iteration of this flow chart, then make a iterate when you can hituwa, what are the iteration paths? So like mame green වලින් අඳින flow එක නේද? මෙහෙම ගිහිල්ලා ඔහොම ඇවිල්ලා ඔය විදිහට තමයි iteration එක යන්නේ. Right? So this circle happens most of the times. Right? Not most of the times, until the condition is yes or the condition is true. So ඔයාගේ iteration එක වෙන්නේ, if your iteration happens on the yes path, right? So what will happen is when you're matching your while condition into the pseudocode, you can use the very same condition, right? But if you are iterating on the no path, right? No කියන side එකෙන් නම් iterate වෙන්නේ. Remember to use the opposite of the condition when you are writing the pseudocode. The reason is, while in the pseudocode, while structure works, this particular condition is true. If this particular condition is true, then only the while structure works, or the thing or the access to the while structure can be given. Then අපි iteration එකක් pseudocode මේ flow chart එක කරනකොට we don't have such constraint. Either we can iterate on the yes path. ඒ කියන්නේ condition එක true වුණාම iterate වෙන්න පුළුවන්. සමහර වෙලාවට අපි condition එක අනිත් පැත්තට ලියුවොත් the මේ condition එකම අපි අනිත් පැත්තට ලියුවා. Count larger than or equal 10 කියලා ලියුවා. We can iterate on the no path. There is no constraint in the flow chart. But when it comes to the pseudocode, there is a constraint. අපි නිතරම මෙතන ලියන condition එක true වුණාම විතරයි මේ while structure එකේ තියෙන content එක execute වෙන්නේ. ඒක නිසා අපේ flow chart එක no පැත්තෙන් යනවා කියන්නේ යා not true නේ. මේ තියෙන condition එකට අදාළව. So we have to flip it or we have to change it into a true condition. True condition එකකට change කරන්නේ. So we are going to take the complete opposite of the condition. ඔය point එක තේරුණාද? Isara, let's see what you have told me, right? Yes, අනිත් කට්ටිය confirm කරන්න, is it clear to you all?
Sir, can you explain it again?
Yeah, hold on. Then do a let me see where we can go. Oh. මේ පහළ structure එක අපි බැලුවොත් පහළ flow chart එකේ අපි no පැත්තෙන් තමයි iterate වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. මේ පේනවද? no පැත්තෙන් තමයි අපි iterate වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. But when you are writing the while structure මෙතන මේ pseudo code එක ලියනකොට දුව මෙතන තියෙන condition එක true වුණොත් තමයි මේ ඇතුලේ තියෙන දේවල් ටික execute වෙන්නේ. එතකොට අපිට මේ කියන මෙතන තියෙන condition එක ඒ විදිහටම අරගෙන ලියන්න පුළුවන් මෙතනට මෙයා years path එකෙන් නම් iterate වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. හේතුව මෙයා years path එකේ iterate වෙනවා කියලා කියන්නේ මේ condition එක true නිසා තමයි years path එකේ ගිහිලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒක තේරෙනව නේද දුව?
Yes, sir.
Right. Then in case හිතන්නකෝ iteration එක no path එකේ වුණේ කියලා. So if it happens in the no path, so this particular condition is false. මේක false වෙලා තියෙනකොට තමයි ඒවා iterate වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. Right? එහෙම වුණොත් ඒ condition එක අරන් මෙතනට ලිව්වොත් මේ pseudo code එකේ තැනට ලිව්වොත් pseudo code එක වැඩ කරන්නේ මේ body එකට එන්නේ pseudo code එකේ ලියලා තියෙන condition එක true වුණොත් විතරයි. එතකොට අපි මේ no කියන path එකේ iterate වෙනකොට එයා අරගෙන මෙතනට ලිව්වොත් කවදාවත් එයා while එක ඇතුළට pseudo code එකේ තියෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක clearද?
Yes, sir.
Right. So for that reason, but we have to take it is into the while structure නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි iteration එක පෙන්න ගන්න ඕනේ කරන්න ඕනනේ මේකේ තියෙන විදිහට. So for that reason we are changing the flowchart condition into its complete opposite. A complete opposite එකට ගන්නවා කියලා කියන්නේ අර no path එකේ ගියපු condition එක yes path එකකට convert කරනවා කියන එක. Clear ද දුව?
Oh, sir.
Right. All right. So since we are passing the time, I'm going to give an example. I'm going to do the example by next week, right? So we'll start an example of the while loop by next week, like right after writing the structure, right? Then we can go for the questions that we are going to do, right? Okay, people, මට පොඩි feedback එකක් ඕනේ. අද session එකේ laggings ගොඩක් වුණාද කියලා. මට දුවක් කියලා තිබුණා පොඩ්ඩක් lag වෙවි එන්නේ කියලා, like did it happen continuously or was it okay?
Like in the end part, it didn't. Latter part, it didn't happen. Like in the beginning.
Right, like after we කතා කරයින් පස්සේ අවුලකුත් නැහැ නේද මෙන්න?
No, sir.
Right. Okay. Right. So I'm going to meet you on next week, and we are going to finish up the while, and we are going to step into the Pascal by next week, right? So get ready, people. So we are going to finish the iteration part.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir. Good night.
Right. Okay. So we'll step into the Pascal, right? Thank you very much. Right. So we'll meet you on the very same time. right? Okay, have a nice weekend, people. So I'm ending the session right over here.
Thank you, sir.
Right, okay.
Thank you, sir.
Right,
Thank
okay.
you, sir.
Right, okay. Pet Miduwa, ඇහෙනවද මාව?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how was it? Was it okay for you?
Yeah, I'm clear.
Ah, right, okay, good. So just like see whether it is okay for you to continue. Hari, okay නම් continue කරන්න. නැත්නම් කවුරු හරි හොඳ තව සර් කෙනෙක් බලන්න ඕනවාට fix වෙන, right? teacher කෙනෙක් හරි සර් කෙනෙක් හරි, right? If it is okay for you, we can continue, right? If you got any questions, you can ask me, right? So no problem.
Thank you.
Right, okay, Dua. Right, okay.